What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today we are talking about the Stellar Blade controversy discourse that's happening online right now. Stop me if you heard this one before, but Twitter is upset, and people have to state their opinions online, which you could say that I'm doing the same thing. So, yeah, I want to talk about it. So, those who don't know, Stellar Blade is a game coming to the PlayStation 5 at the end of April. It's a I played the demo. It's a mix of like Bayonetta action, Devil May Cry, with a little bit of like Soulsborne, Sekiro kind of stuff going on with its combat and its parry system, and then it's got a straight up like bonfire and stuff like that from Soulsborne game. It's a really cool game. It's probably gonna be a day one for me, to be honest. I really enjoyed the combat. I like the boss at the end of that demo. So if you're a fan of Soulsborns or 3D action games, I would say give it a shot. If the discourse is kind of turning you away, it's really not that serious. It's just people kind of crying on the internet as they usually do. But the whole discourse it's an attractive character that you play as. That's it. There's two sides of it. I kind of want to talk about that. There's the whole like she's hot, so all the gamers are horny, which again, stop me if you've heard this one before. There's a lot of like crazy horny gamers out there that love their eye candy. And yeah, it's an attractive avatar that you play, Eve. She's you know skin tight suit. Uh, yeah, I mean, play the demo and see it for yourself. But yeah, it's an attractive model, whatever. It's also based off of the director's wife as well. So like, there was the whole IGN France report that was written. I don't know if it has been taken down or not, but they were talking about how it's ridiculous, and how the character is portrayed when it's literally like her body style comes from like the director's wife, like she's like the model, whatever. I think the face is different, like, but the actual body his wife. Anyways, so that's kind of the discourse, and I love the whole in gaming in general. There's a lot of revisionists out there where they either are just remembering history wrong or they want to change the narrative. Because if we go back to when Bayonetta first came out, and even like near, um, there was a lot of discourse about Bayonetta, how she was overly sexualized and this and that. And, now people kind of look fondly back on Bayonetta as, oh, she's sexy, but the character is self-aware. She knows that she's sexy or whatever. And that's kind of like her, not her whole personality, but like she definitely plays into what she looks like. And in Stellar Blade, I mean, we've only seen the demo, but a lot of people are saying that she's just sexy to be sexy because that's what the developers wanted to do. There's no internal look because I mean she's like an android or something as far as I'm aware. Um, so she just looks like that because the developers made her like that. And I think it's totally fine. I think if the developer wants to create the model, create the character design as they want and put it into a game, I think that's totally fine. If that turns you off from the game, not sexually. If that is a turn off for you, or that makes you uncomfortable, that you don't want to stare at the model the entire. I mean, I played the demo. It's like once you get into the action, like you're not staring. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some weirdos out there that do and are hot and heavy over what the character looks like, but once you're in the game, like playing, like you don't even notice it, right? But um, so yeah, it's very interesting. And again, going back to Bayonetta, like there was that discourse back then. Like people were upset that she was portrayed this way, and the developers were wrong for creating this overly sexual character and this and that. And then now odds later, it's a good thing. So that's like kind of the truth of it. But people were um kind of trying to rewrite history or claim that it never actually happened. Nobody actually was upset that she was overly sexualized. They loved the fact that she was sexualized and that was her again, like that was like her thing. No, it wasn't the case. It was the game was under scrutiny a little bit because of that. Sex in video games has always been so weird. I mean, you go back all the way to Grand Theft Auto, with the hot coffee, scene that doesn't even show anything. It's just, you know, I guess I think yeah, I think you do see the upper torso of the woman. I can't quite remember. I've never actually played that game, and I never actually experienced that scene in real life. But um, yeah, and then in the whole Mass Effect, the first Mass Effect that came out, they had the sex scene in that, and people were even like news media were losing their minds over this, and I've never understood it because like every other medium out there is whether you got music where they talk about very provocative stuff, you have movies that have those scenes in it, you have books that are very expressive, like the whole um the gray books, right? All those books are very heavily sexualized in their context. But when it comes to video games, all of a sudden it's a big deal. And I guess because you play as the character, so like I get that argument, but it's like it's just another form of media. Like it's all the same in my eyes. And I don't know, people lose their mind over this stuff. And then you got the other end of the spectrum where you've got like the overly horny, gamers that are just like, oh, this isn't horny enough for me. I need it to be hornier and hornier, and I need the character to look, and it's like, I mean, if that's what you're going for, like maybe you just play. There's plenty of different games you can play. There's plenty of different like hentai games that you can play if that's what you're really going for. At the end of the day, I just want a fun Souls-like game, with some good combat, good boss designs, good boss fights, and if the character is attractive, whatever, who cares? Like it's it doesn't matter to me. Like whether it's a male character that's attractive, female character that's attractive, like it doesn't like I don't care. Like at the end of the day, I just want a good game. And I just find that it's always something in video games where there's got to be some sort of discourse. Like there's got to be an argument, and it doesn't make sense to me. I just why can't we just let games be art? That's what people always say all the time. Video games are art, and they definitely are. You don't get mad when like an artist draws something that's sexualized or whatever it is. Like this argument only happens in video games, and it is very annoying. It really is. Like like if it bothers you, and that's okay if it does, just don't play the game. Like just don't buy the game, don't play about. Don't play. You don't need to go on to Twitter, X or whatever, and like rant how bad this game is and how it portrays women. When like I've seen a lot of women are like, yeah, this an attractive, like it just doesn't matter. Like you're not gonna like everything in life. You don't need to go on and rant and bring somebody else down or critique. That's the one thing too is that I hate is when someone likes something, they go in and critique them and judge their character because they want to play this game. Whether it's for the way the character looks, or most of us who just want to play a fun game, people like that are judging people when it doesn't matter. Like don't play the game. I think that is the answer is just don't play the game. Like I don't know what there is to say about it. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I think this whole conversation, like most conversations in video games, I think these days are just utterly ridiculous. It just blows my mind how passionate people are sometimes with video games. I just feel like sometimes like the passion and just like maybe just critically think about something. Um, those two things kind of separate at some point, and I think it's okay for things to exist. And anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are you guys upset about the way this character looks? Is she overly sexualized? She probably is, but who cares at the at the end of the day? Like it's a video game that you're gonna play, and hopefully it's fun. I'm gonna pick it up. I enjoyed the demo. Or do you not care like me? I just want a fun game, right? All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.